So, ladies and gentlemen, over the last couple of days, a lot of you have been reaching out to me asking my thoughts on the Kabam Takeover, because Kabam's Vancouver studio is said to be taken over by Netmarble. Netmarble are purchasing the studio along with Marvel Contest of Champions and Transformers Forged to Fight. And for those of you who aren't fully aware of, where Kabam are as a business, they currently have two studios, I believe, one in Vancouver and also one in San Francisco. Now, the one in Vancouver, again, is responsible for Marvel Contest of Champions and also the upcoming game Transformers Forged to Fight, whereas the one in San Francisco, I believe, is working on Avatar and also the, I think it's a total of 5 other unannounced titles. So I think that studio is currently working on 6 games, but some of those may be pulled, but they're definitely working on Avatar. Now, this Netmarble deal is just to purchase the one in Vancouver and also Transformers and Marvel Contest of Champions with it. Now, in terms of, what does this mean for us? What does it mean for the players? What does it mean for the community? And the realistic answer is we don't really know, but according to Mike and Adora, it's not going to mean like anything at all. They're still going to operate under Kabam. There's no kind of changes taking place to the internal structure. If we have a look here, there's confirmation from Kabam Mike as well, and also there are various posts on the forums from Adora saying that Netmarble, they're very, very happy with Marvel Contest of Champions and how it's been performing, and so they should be. I mean, the game is just going from strength to strength, especially in the last 6 months. They've just done so much in terms of like quality of life features and updates to the game, and they're really taking general strides in the right direction. Every time kind of I make go to make like a criticism video, it gets addressed quite quickly, because before the Realm of Gold was announced that day, I was going to make a huge video on gold deficiency, but now, guys, we absolutely balling in that gold. So I think, in comparison, looking at, where Kabam were when I started playing the game in March and where they are now in terms of their communication, in terms of interacting with the community, kind of the communities as well, like Trukos has like pretty much tripled in size since I started playing the game. New YouTube channels such as mine, Dave's, Contest Champion have like popped out of nowhere over the summer, and we've had like existing YouTubers like YitoS, Gravender, Rich the Man, Turbo Tim, so many other YouTubers just growing in incredible mass. And I feel like Marvel Contest of Champions at the moment is just doing so incredibly well as a game, mainly due to 2 things. I think it's because a lot of people are, constantly upgrading their phones, and when you get like a new really flash phone, like literally I started playing Marvel Contest of Champions when I got my iPhone 6s. I used to try and play on the 5, but it was a bit too slow, it was a bit too clunky, but as soon as I got a really like high performing phone, it was amazing. It was so much more fun to play in comparison to playing on a very clunky and slow device. So I think that's one of the things that's kind of contributing to what I see as kind of a ramp up in terms of the amount of people playing the game, but also the amount of revenue it's generating. But the second thing, of course, is the dominance of the Marvel franchise. Just constantly like new movies coming out and the franchise being pushed across just everywhere you could possibly imagine. There's just so much money and so much hype behind the Marvel franchise, and I think that allows a lot of people to both discover and connect with Marvel Contest of Champions. So in terms of a business like Netmarble, they're not going to come in, guys. They're not going to interfere with anything at all. Apparently, they might do down a few months down the line, but again, guys, this deal has not yet been finalized. It's set to be possibly finalized in January, but from what Kabam, Mike, and Adora are also kind of relaying on the forums, nothing's really going to change. They have a really good recipe. A really good thing that's going on in Marvel Contest of Champions at the moment. The game is extremely profitable in terms of the amount of people playing the game and are very actively engaged with the community. That seems to be growing and growing at just an exponential rate. Like, it's pretty ridiculous. Kind of just like everything now, like the forums, Reddit, YouTube, Twitter, there just seems to be so much more of like everyone and so much more discussion everywhere, which is absolutely brilliant. So I'm really liking that. So in terms of what it means, again, like they're going to stay Kabam, they're not going to be Netmarble. I think, kind of possible future implications could be that Netmarble have a lot more money than Kabam had, right? Like Kabam were investing a lot of money in different games, a lot of money was kind of like split across the board, whereas Netmarble, They have a list of games that are all doing extremely, extremely well at the moment, and the company is valued at like $9 billion, which is absolutely ridiculous in comparison to pretty much, you know, what Kabam is at the moment, and their main money pot is going for about like, what is it, 850 million, 800 million? Something about that. So in comparison, you know, it's like 10 times more the value, actually significantly more than that. So yeah, it's pretty ridiculous the amount of money that Netmarble have. Like, that is absolutely crazy. So I think in terms of the game, as kind of, you know, we move forward into the new year, and if the community keeps on growing and growing, then Netmarble are just going to have that surplus of money to say, hey, you know, like, you guys are doing such a great job at Kabam, let's you know, increase the staffing, let's get out more regular updates if that even is possible, and hire more customer service agents. We know we've got a great game, we know lots of people want to play it, let's invest a lot in, you know, doing some more marketing for the game, bigger marketing budgets around kind of new movie launches. Now, this is all just very wild speculation, but essentially the only thing from my standpoint, you know, reading through all this stuff that's changing, is that the people at the top, at the very, very top, the money men guys, have a lot more money to spend and like throw about. And I think also, in terms of them actually like taking this on as an investment, it's not going to be something that they're just going to want to bleed out, absolutely like wreck through in like a year, like completely destroy the game, try and like coin the player base and then throw it to a side. If they are like paying for this much for the game, I feel like this is going to be a very, very long-term investment, and I feel like Netmarble, with titles like, you know, Future Fight, they have an extremely good reputation with the community for providing like really, really good, really, really regular updates. Their community and support team, you know, resources there have a really good reputation as well. And, you know, again, I feel like Kabam at the moment are really moving towards kind of the standard that Netmarble have, but it's going to be nice to have their support and also their guidance from the top. So I'm very interested to see what this brings to Marvel Contest of Champions. Again, it's very, very early days. We do not know exactly what is going to happen, but I believe it's really going to have limited impact at all. I don't think it's going to have any negative impact, but, you know, that might be a little bit of a bold statement to say, but I feel like mostly this is only positive. But yeah, I would very much like to know what you guys think of this acquisition in the comments below. I think it's personally quite good, but initially it's very, very hard to tell kind of the longer term impact of this, but I feel like it's going to be really, really good for the game moving forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my thoughts on the Kabam acquisition by Netmarble. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did enjoy watching and hearing my thoughts, feel free to leave a thumbs up on the video. That would be greatly appreciated. Apart from that, guys, take care and have an absolutely fantastic day.